All right, proving triangle similarity video. So we have to look and see if two triangles are similar and tell them the reason. Here are three checks, or three ways to say triangles are similar. This first one is angle, angle, and we have our similarity symbol. That's how we'll write it. Angle, angle, similar. If two corresponding angles are congruent, then the triangles are similar. So look at number one. If you get a set of triangles and it only shows you angles, we're testing for AA only. Okay, we're going to take shortcuts here. Now look at the SSS similarity. This is how we would write it. SSS and your little similarity symbol. If we see two sets of triangles and all three sides are labeled, we're only going to check for SSS. And then side angle side similarity. Take a look at this picture down here. It gives us two sides and an angle in between them. So we're not looking at AA, we're not looking at SSS, we're only testing for SAS. Okay, so let me show you real quick these little examples. So it only gives me two angles, and right now I can tell that the two angles are not the same, but you definitely want to go ahead and find that third angle in each triangle just to make sure. They do both have a 75. So how can you find that third angle? Is you always have to remember that these will add up to 180. So right now on my hand and my calculator, I'm taking 180 minus 75 and that's 74. And I do get a 31 here. So now I see two 31s and I see two 75s. These are similar using angle, angle. So there's there's why they're similar. And then we can write a similarity statement, just like very similar to a congruent statement. I'm going to put the 75 first, so A. I'm going to put the 74 second and the 31 last. I just went in order from biggest to smallest. And then my similarity statement. And I'm going to do the same thing here, DEF, from biggest to smallest. And I didn't say alphabetical order. I just picked biggest to smallest. All right, so checking for side, side, side. These triangles both have all three sides labeled, so I'm only testing side, side, side. How do you test it? Is you make proportions and you check your proportions. You're going to put your small side on top of your small side. That's how you check corresponding pieces. And that's 3/6. That reduces to 1/2. Each one of these proportions must be equal. And I'm going to take my medium number, 4/8. That also is 1/2. So I don't have to really write that. I can do that in my head. And then 5/10 also reduces to 1/2. So since all of the fractions reduce to 1/2, these are similar by side, side, side. Okay. In my similarity statement, I'll go PQR, and then I can say STU, just like this one. All right, so let's check for side angle side. Since this gives me a side angle side, remember, we only check for side angle side. So how you do that, you would take the smaller side and put it on top of the smaller side. I'm going to make this the top of my fractions. So I would put 8/6. And then I'm going to test to see if it's equal to 20/15. And how I do that is I just convert both these to a decimal. So in my calculator, I'm taking 8 divided by 6, and I get 1.3 repeated. And then 20 divided by 15 is 1.3 repeated. So since those proportions are the same, I can say it's similar by SAS. All right, so let's go ahead and check for these. All right, so number one, These are two sides and an angle, so this is all I'm checking. Since I see two sides with an angle in between them, I'm checking SAS. First thing you want to do is compare small to small, 3 to 9, and then big on top of big. If these are congruent when I turn them into a decimal, this is similar. So 3 divided by 9 is 1/3, 0.3 repeated, and 5 divided by 15 is 1/3, 0.3 repeated. Yes, these are similar by SAS. All right, looking at these, I have 3 sides labeled, so I'm only checking side, side, side. That's the only thing I'm worried about. So let's see. This is kind of hard to tell, but always look for smallest and smallest. That is a fraction you need to make. 22 over 16. 22 divided by 16 is 1.375. So 1.375. Okay, so let's look mediums. 28 is a medium, and 20 is a medium. So I'm going to put 28 over 20 and check that math. 28 divided by 20 is 1.4. I already now know that these are not similar. These fractions, these decimals need to be exactly the same on all 3 sides. So I already caught 2 that aren't the same. So I'm saying no, these are not similar. And this is how this is what would it look like if you caught it. So these are different. All 3 of them had to be exactly the same number for them to be similar. All right, so I got some angles in here. I'm only checking to see if I have 2 congruent angles. That is it. A. Okay, so I see an 85 over here, 42.53. Everybody watching this video should know I now have 2 42s because of the vertical angle. So if I see this as 85, I do have 2 85s and 2 42s. So let me do 180 minus these 2. And that does come out to 85. And these are similar because they both have 2 congruent angles. Similar triangles have congruent angles. So this is good. All right, so here I have all sides and no angles, so I'm checking all the sides. So I see 12, this back piece on top of that back piece, that's the easiest fraction to find. The other ones are not easy to find. So I put the small triangle on top. So look at the top of the small triangle. I got 18. You have to find the top of the big triangle, and that is all of that. The top of the big triangle is not just 6. The top of the big triangle needs to be bigger than 18, so it is 18 plus 6. Okay, so there's my fraction for that. The bottom of the small triangle is 15, and the bottom of the big triangle is 20. Now I'm going to check these decimals. 12 divided by 16 is 0.75. 18 divided by 24 is 0.75, so I'm good so far. And then 15 divided by 20, all 3 decimals are 0.75. These are similar using side, side, side. All right, there's that one.